Dance. Woo!
Yeah.
Perfect. That was perfect. Welcome, everybody. Guess what? Today is... Where is it, Jerome? Where is it? In between? Right there. There's my camera. Nary, do you know where your camera is?
No, I don't.
You're right over there? I think
here?
yours is there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, we should have got that before we even started this thing. I'm not even sure where I'm looking. He's got his creepy cameras everywhere. Everybody, today is our 18th podcast. I can't believe that it has gone by this fast. Have we been under lockdown for over half a month already?
We're on week 4 now.
We're on week 4?
Mm-hmm.
You think this is what jail would be like?
I feel it would be. How would you ever know what day it is? Or
You wouldn't.
I mean,
I'd be marking it on the wall.
You would have to.
Mm-hmm.
With a pencil or something.
I wonder if they actually give you like that information.
Calendars and
Interesting.
Yep.
So we got a special guest on today. Let me introduce her before we get started. Today's guest is a huge part of Fit Club.
There you go.
She handles all the books and the payroll, which is probably pretty easy right now, right? The payroll part of it.
Pretty easy right now.
When she's not doing that, she's raising her 2 sons, Kai and Jet, and is the host of our #1 viewed videos, Nary's Kitchen. Born in Thailand, her first language is Cambodian, loves Spanish music, can't speak a lick of it,
Yeah.
has finished a full marathon, and her hobby one day will be decorating cakes.
Yes.
Everybody, please welcome Nary, Padua. Look at that, you even got an audience.
I love it.
RJ's wife. How's
Yes.
that for a job? You want to start right into that? No, I won't. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
hit
do
you.
it.
No, I'm not going to hit you with
Sure,
that
I
one.
mean-
Okay. Actually, so when I had Jenna in here, he's hit me with rapid fire questions. So just as a warm-up, we're just
Okay.
going to do a warm-up. I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire questions. Both of you at the same time.
Okay.
Same question.
All
You
right.
answer for her. You answer for him.
Wait. So you're going to... Okay.
So the favorite color. What is his favorite color?
His favorite color is neutrals, but I think it's gray.
Neutrals.
It used to be neutrals,
Is that a
but
color?
What is neutrals?
Yeah.
neutrals is like, the grays, the browns, and the greens, but I think he really likes grays now.
Okay.
I think that's true because, I mean, if you look at the wall,
Yeah.
right?
Probably, yeah.
I just subconsciously, that's what I picked. You go to our house, it's all white and gray.
Right
Yeah.
and gray.
Yeah, that is true.
So-
What's her favorite color?
I think she likes black is the obvious one, but I think that she loves like oxblood, like rose gold. That's
Yeah.
another one that she.
I
Rose
love
gold.
I
Rose
love
gold.
rose
Well done.
gold.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
you nailed that one. Good.
We almost
one
got rose gold rings. Good thing we didn't.
Yeah?
I don't feel like it's timeless.
Rose gold?
Rose gold rings. I feel it's very trendy now.
I
but
feel like it was, but it is a good color.
Yeah.
It's
It
a
does.
nice
like
color.
gold is old.
Yeah.
Gold is old.
Yeah.
Rose is new.
Yeah.
But silver is forever. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, probably.
Ladies,
White gold,
chime
too.
in if we have any viewers.
No, I
Rose
agree.
gold?
I disagree.
Gold or or white gold.
White gold.
I guess.
I feel-
what is the #1 thing?
Yeah.
I really like gold.
Yeah.
Like these bracelets I have in my hands.
Oh yeah,
I can't
prized
take them
possessions.
off, but they're gold,
Yeah.
and I will never take them off because I love gold so
Yeah.
much.
I think gold is always going to be the #1. Gold is
Yeah.
gold.
Gold is gold.
I personally like.
You have a gold ring?
No. I like white, but that's just me. I think the majority like gold as opposed to anything else. Yeah. So, favorite TV show. What's his favorite TV show?
He likes Vikings.
Oh yeah.
What's her favorite TV show?
Anything? Oh, she loves HGTV, but I think if she had her choice, she would watch the Cooking Network.
Oh yeah, is that right?
She watches Rachel Ray all the time.
Okay, I like Rachel Ray, and when I was on mat leave, I would always watch Rachel Ray.
Yeah.
And RJ, I think he cut off our cable, and I said, "Why did you cut off the cable?"
No
I
one
said,
needs cable.
I know, and I said, "I need Rachel Ray."
Yeah.
So then he put the cable back on, because he thought I didn't watch it,
Yeah.
but I really do watch it every day.
Okay, Rachel Ray. Nice.
I never know what she's doing. At home. I never know.
It's the one show I really look forward to watching.
Yeah, I remember her. She's Italian or something like that. She's got a kitchen, big audience, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she brings celebrities on to cook.
I think so.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's.
She
I haven't
does.
had cable in 6 years, so I'm not up to date on what is even on cable anymore. My favorite show was Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. You remember
That's
that
a good
show?
one. I like it.
You know, I had to get rid of cable just because all I would do is watch it and then want to eat grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's the worst, man. The worst. So, what's his favorite holiday? While she's thinking, what's her favorite holiday?
I think RJ really likes Christmas. I think that would be his favorite holiday, just because he likes the food and the family gatherings.
Okay.
I think everyone's very festive. I think, but I don't know.
I don't think Nary has a favorite holiday because we don't really like make a big grand gesture of it, right? Like
Yeah.
they're the way I see their mindset with their family is they're happy to be here in Canada, right? And as such, the holidays were a bonus.
Yeah.
So they don't they weren't born here, and these weren't. Like, I feel like holidays celebrating Easter are all extras to just living.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not that it's not religious, or sorry if I offend anybody, but I'm just saying, like, Christmas, Valentine's Day. You
like Valentine's Day?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
I do. But you know what? I mean, he's right though. We're not from Canada, so for us to celebrate holiday, it means nothing to me. But the people that I love celebrate it, so then I want to celebrate it with them and share this experience with them.
Yeah.
But if I don't have Christmas, it's not a big deal for me. But I know it's important to RJ, and I want my kids to celebrate this as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so like you rate the holidays, right? So if you rate New Year's, right? Some people would rate Christmas over New Year's, and some people would rate Valentine's Day over those two.
Yeah.
And so it just stems down to which ones are meaningless. Like some people hate Halloween. Like, why do we got to
Like
celebrate
Halloween. People are crazy for Halloween.
Right.
It takes
But
a
then
whole
there's
year.
Some people that they just don't believe in it at all.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I think for Nary and her family, the way that they came into the country, those are all like, oh, okay, cool. Like, this is I'm here to live here, not to.
And so does your family, do they have a favorite holiday or same thing? Like, what do they get all excited about?
Well, they celebrate it with us now because, I mean, my parents have grandchildren, and so we want all the grandkids to experience it. But my parents, they celebrate Cambodian New Year, and they celebrate.
What is that? When is that?
It is April, so it's actually
Okay.
happening pretty soon. So they'll be celebrating that.
So is there different holidays in Cambodia compared to Canada? Is there Easter there?
Nope.
There's no Easter there?
No.
Really, eh?
Because are they Catholic?
Nope. They're Buddhists.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yep.
Buddhist, eh?
Yep. So
Interesting.
they don't celebrate Easter, but they do celebrate Christmas, and they look forward to it now. But
Because they're here.
Because they're here,
Right.
and now they're accustomed to it, right?
Okay.
And because we celebrate it too with our family, and so they look forward to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I just want to say to the audience, if they have any embarrassing questions that
Yeah.
they want to ask any one of us,
I got a
feel
whole-
free to post it, and you'll get a true answer.
Yeah, I got lots of them.
Oh,
But
gosh.
keep adding to it. Keep adding to it. Okay, last question. Two
Yes.
boys. Kai, Jet, which one's your favorite?
They're different. They're different.
Just joking. I won't make you answer that question.
But they really are night and day. They are.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Okay, so that leads me to my next question. So Kai is what, 1?
He's one
turned one.
and 2 weeks, I think.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Jet's 3.
Yes.
So if you were to go back 2 years, Jet as a 1-year-old, Kai as a 1-year-old, what is the difference between the two? Give us a few
big
differences.
Oh, there's a lot of differences. Kai, I think he's more like me. He's very calm, very happy.
Content.
He's content. You know, you just put him on the ground, give him a toy, and he's happy.
You don't even know where he is half the time.
Exactly.
You don't know when he's awake. Like, we'll put him. So yesterday we got home, okay, and Jet falls asleep in the car, right? So we're like, oh yeah, we get an hour to. And I just sat there and watched an episode of Ozark, kick my feet up. Didn't you? Nary was like, had her jacket on. She was putting away groceries. You know what I mean? Like, we take that time. Whereas Kai was sleeping as well. So we put Kai in a room, and Jet was sleeping in the car. And then as soon as Jet's awake, you know he's awake. And he has this cry, right? And so I had to research it, right? So I guess they feel like they were left behind and whatever. So fear of an abandonment, right? So
Okay.
I would literally held him for a half hour.
Yeah.
Just held him, and I was watching TV and held him while he was like crying. And then Kai, you're like, you go kick open the door, and he's just sitting there.
Yeah.
He's just
Just
doing
looking at
nothing.
you.
Yeah. So
No crying.
Was Jet like that at 1 though?
No.
No, he cried.
No,
was-
Jet needed me all the time.
Oh,
He
yeah?
always needed my lap, and
Yeah.
he always needed to be held.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a very happy baby.
Yeah, he is.
But
Yeah.
he likes he needs the physical touch. He needs you to hold him.
Yeah.
He needs you to calm him down. He needs you when he goes to sleep. So
Yeah.
they're very different.
Yeah,
Whereas
so-
Kai doesn't need me, and I want him to need me. You know,
Yeah.
I'm missing it, and
Yeah.
he's only 1.
Yeah. So what
He's
about
super independent?
What else say like eating habits or so we know the personality might be a little bit different. We know one likes attention, the other one's calm and cool. What about eating? Any difference there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kai is like me. He eats anything.
Anything.
Anything, anytime.
He hardly says no.
Yeah, he doesn't say no.
Yeah.
I gave him a piece of broccoli and he ate it. And
Oh.
I was so shocked. Whereas if I would give broccoli to Jet,
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
care for it. It's green. It's a vegetable.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste good. It's not sweet. But Jet really likes his carbs.
Yeah.
He really likes macaroni and cheese.
Oh, who doesn't?
I know. I don't know how he got into it. He just really got addicted to it somehow.
Yeah.
So, and he really likes cheese
And ring pops.
and ring pops.
Yes, I know. He's always got
Today
his
we
blue
said
lips
no ring
running
pops
around.
today.
But
Did you tell him?
we don't
talk
give
to this
him
guy.
ring pops.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah. Just your neighbors.
Shoe guy.
Yeah.
So what about, let's talk about being pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I feel, from what I hear, obviously I wouldn't know, but the first baby is always, like you're overly concerned and you're researching everything. Everybody's got an opinion. How was your second baby? Were you a little more relaxed, or was it easier, harder?
It was, you know what? The first pregnancy was very easy. No complications, no pain. I was really, really healthy. And then the second one, I was really healthy also. But I was, with Jet, I gave birth 3 weeks early. I don't know why or how it just happened, right? But with Kai, I gave birth right on time at 40 weeks. It was also very easy. I don't know. I wasn't in any pain. I worked out till the very end for both, which is why I think I recovered very well too.
Yeah.
So no differences, except I did gain a little bit more weight with Kai.
Okay.
Probably like an extra 5 pounds, but he was at 40 weeks, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Yeah, you do a very good job. I've seen you now go from pregnant to fit.
Yeah.
And you always
That's
bring
the
it
hardest.
together.
Yeah.
You've done it twice now.
I've done it
There's
twice.
Fit, fat, and pregnant.
Yeah.
Like those are the 3 levels.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the future. So you didn't listen to yesterday's podcast,
No.
but we all know that you're having a third baby. Just so you know, I don't know if
I
you
know.
know that yet. And we also know when you're going to start.
My goodness.
Boy or girl? What are we getting this time around?
You know what? I think I might have another boy. I just feel like boys run in the family now.
Yeah.
I would like a girl, but I would be happy with either or. But I just have a feeling it might be a boy.
Yeah. Well, get used
With-
to more pee on the floor, I guess.
It'll be a girl. I'm going to get more in touch with my emotions. I'm going to watch more Rachel Ray. Maybe binge watch This Is Us. Have you watched that?
No, because I don't want to cry. And I know all the people do is cry on that
Yes.
show.
It's true. You know,
Yeah.
RJ, he's not very emotional and he doesn't really cry. He rarely cries.
Yeah.
But with This Is Us, he's like, oh, Nary, that was an emotional one. He'll tell me. And I look at him and I think, he didn't even cry at our wedding, but he's like all sad over This Is Us. And meanwhile, I'm just, I'm sad too, but I'm not like emotional like
Yeah.
him.
I know. Every once in a while, we'll watch something and I'll feel like the tears coming out. I'll even do the,
What is this?
and I know she's over there, and I'm
Feelings?
like, don't let her hear me. And I'm over here trying to like doing the fake wipe or whatever. What kind of things make you cry? So besides This Is Us, what like for me, anytime I see like a father son or
Yeah.
two men, like a Rocky type, I always get choked up about it. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff gets you a little teary eyed? What do you like to cry about?
This Is Us makes me sad too. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah.
I guess I have to get back into it, but it was very emotional for me. Actually, recently RJ watched a show of Vikings, right? And I just happened to look at it for a couple of minutes, and I saw this really violent scene with a kid, and then someone was violent to him, right?
Yeah.
And I said to RJ, I can't believe you watched this show. I was almost in tears.
Yeah.
Just because he
Oh, yeah.
died, right?
Yep.
It's like, I'm a mom. I can't see a little kid get hurt.
I hear
So
ya.
when I'm watching TV, right, I've given up video games, I've given up sports, but I'm like, I'm not giving up my TV shows. You know what I mean? If I
Yeah.
want to watch a little episode of Vikings and you guys are around me, this is the only TV, this is where I want to sit. You guys are going to catch 10 to 15 minutes of Vikings.
Yeah.
It just so happened that she came in the room and she never sits down.
Yeah.
You can't get her to sit.
Yeah.
She's always doing something. So she sits down and then she starts watching and I'm like, okay. All right. And this guy on a horse goes by this kid and just takes off his head.
Oh.
Yeah, it takes off this 3-year-old's head. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, all the scenes.
lost her.
Nary got
That's
to see
it.
I was like, that's it. I got up. I was so upset. I was like, how could you watch this show? It's terrible.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll see Jet, he'll be watching the TV and then it just like an Ozark or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody loses a finger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I got to go. Just shut this off.
Yeah.
Why can women never sit?
Yes.
It's exactly like my wife. I can sit there and watch
Oh,
TV for
easy.
15 hours, no problem. Get up to go to the bathroom and eat something, and
Yeah.
then go right back to it. I
Yeah.
don't have this need or anything to move or
No.
be overly productive. I don't care if I wipe the counters down. And most dudes are like that. But why do women have a hard time? What is it in the inside of a DNA of a female that you're always
Because-
busy?
Because women are just natural caregivers, right? If I sit down, then I just can't get stuff done. I can't clean the kitchen for my man. You know, I can't prepare
Thank
his
you for that.
meals
Yeah,
for the
nice.
next day. My kids need to be fed, or they need something, or you know, I have to do something. If I don't do something for one day, the house will be a mess. And I think it's just natural for women to care for their family, right? Believe me, I would love to sit down and watch TV. But I can only sit down for maybe 30 minutes. I said to RJ, I can't watch movies with him because that's 2 hours of my time where...
Here's the metaphor.
Yep.
What they do at home, when they're at home, they've got 1,000 tabs open, right?
Yep.
We're not like that.
We
As
have
soon as
one.
we get home, I know where I am.
My pants go off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right?
His
As soon as I
socks?
get
My
home,
pants go off.
I got to get comfortable.
Yeah.
All right. I get in my sweats. I get in my T-shirt, whatever. And then I'm right to the TV. So it's easy. But I think for us men, it's when we get to work. So entrepreneurs, what are we doing? Right? Like right now, I've got 6 tabs open for work. Right? So when I get home, it's 1. When I'm at work, I've got 12.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of how we could see it, right? With your business, there's always another email. There's always another customer to contact.
Yeah.
There's always some new product that you got to look up. You know what I mean? Like that's just how we work in the business world. So I don't know if the two coincide, but
Are you able to switch it off?
Well,
Can you switch it when you get home? Are you still like?
You know what?
Go ahead, Jet. I'm still looking.
Yeah.
Working.
You
Go
know
ahead.
what?
I love you, boys. Are you like
when it
that?
comes to the TV, no problem. You know, I could sit there and watch TV for the most part. I think. No, it's hard. It's hard to shut it off.
Yeah.
It is hard to shut it off.
I think he can shut it off when he wants to shut it off, and he'll watch TV and his phone is in a different room.
Yeah.
Oh, you do that?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I know when you do that because when I send you a message and you don't read it for 30 minutes, I know he's actually making a conscious effort to put the phone away because usually he's pretty good at reading everything real quick. Okay. So you're the host of Nary's Kitchen.
Yes.
Anybody
Special
who's
guest Sunday. Hugo.
Hugo.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Hugo will be joining me.
Hugo. Oh, you got it arranged already?
Yeah.
You know what you guys are going to cook?
I have no idea.
What
He's
are-
cooking. I'm just watching him, so I
She's
get a break.
sous chefing.
I'm sous chefing.
Are
yes.
you? So you really love to cook, right? You like the... that face doesn't say
I do like to cook, but the truth is, I don't like recipes. I like to cook simple
Freestyle?
stuff. Freestyle.
Yeah.
I make things up. I don't like measurements. I don't like recipes. So I do like cooking, yes, but to have to follow something all the time is just so time consuming for me.
I think that's great that you feel that way. Unfortunately, most people are too scared to try, so they just follow to the rule, like pinch of salt or 1 tablespoon.
Yeah.
I agree. Just throw it in there,
together.
taste some stuff. I feel like that's where the passion and the excitement comes out in cooking. You're not following rules. You know what I mean? You know,
Yes.
Anyway, so when you're shooting video, how many videos do you think you shot for Nary's Kitchen?
Ooh.
What do you idea
I've
is?
shot
100?
Okay, let me think. 52 times 2, so 104.
Wow.
I would say 104 because I got a notification on Facebook, on my Facebook memories, that my first...
104?
Yes.
Wow.
52.
Holy.
Because there's
Jerome, why weren't you
52 weeks in a
benchmarking that
year.
100 video?
She needs a hoodie or something.
I do. That's a milestone.
That's a huge milestone.
It's a milestone.
104.
Yeah.
And it's been every Sunday since, and it's
Yeah.
been since March of 2018. So actually, it's more than 104.
Yeah.
We should start labeling these, Jerome. Like how you have podcast 18.
Yeah, I've been on 2 of your episodes. We did we did a review of
A protein bar.
protein
At
bars.
Jerome's house.
Yeah. And then there was another one
There was
where we
interviewed
asked you to
me.
leave because you were just barking orders at us. Remember that?
Yes.
Get out of here, RJ.
Yes.
Go do it like this. Just say this and say that. Get out of here, man.
Sounds like me.
I remember that.
So it's funny you say that because on Sunday, so Nary had this thing in her head of what she was going to do.
Yeah.
But me and Jerome were like, let's just do it live. You know, this is how me and Jerome work, right? Let's just go live. Let's just do it. And we're like, hey, Nary, like just come up with 4 recipes. Easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
I know.
And it got a little bit awkward
little
in there.
heated.
And I was like, you know, you're like, right, Jerome?
Yeah.
And Jerome just looked at me.
Don't drag him into this.
He just nodded his
He was
head.
right there with us.
And his voice goes really quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nary, just try it.
At the end of the day, he still signs the check, right, Jerome?
Right, Jerome?
Yeah.
You better not say no.
So out of those 100, I mean that's a tough number. Which one do you think was kind of the most memorable for any reason? You really enjoyed shooting it, or something was really great about it?
The most memorable one? I don't know. They're all so different, right?
Yeah.
I think the most memorable would have to be my first one.
Okay.
Only because
What was it?
What was it? Yeah.
It was Spartan stew.
Hey.
Spartan stew. Yes.
That was labeled by this guy.
Yeah.
Spartan
Rick
stew,
named
yeah.
Spartan stew. It was
Yeah.
actually called turkey stew, but you know, I think you wanted some sort of like fancy name for it. You were watching Vikings, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were watching
Well, no,
Vikings.
because I'm all about the Spartans and
Oh,
the
yes.
Vikings, right? So yeah, that's what it was. Turkey stew is just too like, come on,
It's
we got to make it
boring.
tougher than
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Turkey stew. I don't want to eat that.
And I remember living on that. That was
Yeah.
actually one of the game changers for me. Was that Spartan stew? It was really good. Lots of beans, lots
Yes,
of farts,
yes.
lots of farts. Mama. Speaking of which, you fart in front of her?
No.
No, hey.
She's walked into a few of mine, but
Yeah, like a brick wall, right?
we don't fart in front of each other.
No,
it's
eh?
just gross. No.
oh, I'd walk out of there.
I don't know.
And
Nary,
I'd probably leave for a little
I disagree. I feel like it's it's a natural human bodily function, and I feel that if you really are comfortable in a relationship, you can just let one go a little
No,
bit. You know what I
no.
mean?
Question
No.
for the
I
audience.
have never farted in front of RJ. Never. And we've been together for 7, 8 years. I've never, and I will never ever fart in front of him.
So question for the audience. Do you fart in front of your spouse or whatever you call your person?
Yeah.
That's a question for the audience. So please comment.
Oh, we're asking them.
Darlene says hi. Darlene Soros says
Hi,
hi.
Darlene.
And Umesh says hi as
Hi,
well.
Umesh.
So you're making the Spartan stew. So that was just memorable because it was your first
It
one.
was my very
Yeah.
first one, and
Okay.
I was so nervous, and I didn't really know what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
RJ just said, "Nary, we're going to film you cooking, and Jerome's coming here." And I said, "Okay," and I did it, and I was shocked, right? He didn't really give me some information on it, and I thought I was just
Classic.
doing exactly.
Yeah.
I had no idea,
Yeah.
so I cooked it, and I didn't have a script, and I was nervous,
Yeah.
and it took 2 hours to film this Spartan stew recipe, right? Which should only take 30 minutes, but I remember sweating, and I just didn't know what I was doing. And then RJ tells me, "Okay, Jerome's coming again next week," and I thought, "What? What are we doing?" And then Jerome has been coming over every Sunday
105
for
times.
2 years.
The one thing I've learned about Nary and Jen is
Yeah.
that, give them a challenge. Let them fight you.
Yeah.
They're going to fight you, and you're going to be like,
Yeah, I know.
and just don't say anything. Just don't say, and then they'll do it.
The process is
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
The process is different.
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
Yeah.
you're a challenging individual to
Oh, yeah.
work with, right? not necessarily in a bad way. It's a very good way in the end.
Yeah.
But at
Yes.
first, if you're not
Oh, yeah.
used to you, it
Yeah.
can be like, what the man? How do I even deal with this guy? Like, what does he even want? And you communicate using like 2 words.
Yeah.
You want to tell me, and I'd have no idea. So you got to decipher his.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the
language.
thing: is if I give you less, that means that I trust you more.
Yeah.
If I have to break every single step down for you, it's
Yeah.
not going to work. That's
Yeah.
just the way. I don't know.
I know,
So
you-
but ask me questions, all right? Or let's work through it,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the way that I am.
Mm.
Let's ask me some questions. Then, if you don't understand, don't do it and do it wrong or not do
Mm-hmm.
it. Ask me a question, then let's make it happen,
fair
right?
enough. Fair
So wait, we got some audience. Here we go. Umesh says he cups it for his wife.
Ew.
What does that mean? Cup it.
He saves
Probably
it.
where he, like,
he saves it.
holds
then,
it,
Cups
Yeah.
it, and then wafts it in
Does
her
he
face.
does he present it to her?
Yeah, is that what it is? Hey, here's a
gift.
cup of fart. Is that what that means, Mush? And then Jesse says, what do you think Jesse says? Yes or no? Yes. He's
Yes.
like, all the time, no shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is they just started a YouTube.
Oh, yeah,
channel.
what's the YouTube channel?
No, I've actually
Jesse, can you comment in the sections or send a link in the comments
Yeah.
of your YouTube channel?
corny couple videos. I think they call it.
Love it.
You ever? Do you know who we're talking about?
Yes.
Jesse and
the
Jessalyn.
headband couple, right?
Headband,
Hey, look at
headband,
that.
yeah.
Thanks.
See, guys, you're gonna be famous. I'm telling you.
They are famous.
And just so you know, you cut us in on that ad revenue once you get to 10,000 subs. We get paid.
Yeah,
Don't even think
exactly.
I'm not getting myself. I promise, I'm coming for it.
Wait, I got something for Nary's Kitchen while you're working through
Yeah,
that.
what do
So
you got?
I know Nary. Excuse me. Nary is most proud of the episodes where she made the recipe from scratch.
Yes.
So number 1, Nary's bars were made by Nary.
That's my recipe.
Right? And she was pretty
Is it?
upset when we put it in the meal planning as a no-bake bar.
Oh.
But the reason why it was put as a no-bake bar, because that's what it was labeled
Yeah.
in an episode of Nary's Kitchen, so it was linked in the workbook.
Yeah.
That's number 1.
Which we also call crack, right?
Nope. And
No,
then
that's a
number 2
separate
is
one.
crack.
Oh, that's different.
Number 2
Oh,
is crack. Yeah.
okay.
So that's the second one, which we haven't had in a while. So can we have it tonight?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Good.
But that was my recipe too. RJ
Yeah.
actually, he said to me, "Nary, can you make me a recipe? But I don't want a lot of sugar." And I was like, well, I don't know what to make you without a lot of sugar, right? So I just kept on putting stuff together. adding a lot of protein, using xylitol, stevia, and I came up with this crack. And I gave it to him, and he just was addicted to it.
Who came up with the name crack? Is it because it's crack? Like I
No.
No, because it's addictive,
I love
like crack.
brittle. Or
No,
is it crack?
there's
like,
an actual recipe
like meth,
called
like ice. Like I don't know.
Well, there's an actual recipe called Christmas crack, which people
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like a toffee bar, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was inspired by that recipe, but I used nothing really similar to that recipe other than butter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my own recipe that I made from a lot of
Yeah.
trial and error.
So this is actually a question. Professional to professional. Now that we have our own shows,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So how do you prepare for a show? So we know what you did. First one, you got thrown at you. You didn't know what you're doing. 2 hours later, you sweat through it, right?
Yeah.
So now 100 episodes later, what is your day before? Do you script things out now, or how do you get this done?
Honestly, I do it the day of.
The day
It's
of?
so wrong, but I do it the day of.
Yeah.
I'll think about what I want to cook maybe a few days before, and then I'll go shopping the day before, and then I'll write my script and I'll prep the day of.
Okay.
But the day of, I am so stressed out. Like,
Really? Still
I'm,
after now?
I'm
So
so
stressed.
stressed out.
Really,
I cannot. Jerome will come over to our house at 2,
Yeah.
and RJ will say, "Nary, let's go for a walk." And I'm like, "Nope, I cannot leave the house."
Yeah, this could be at 10 in the morning.
Yeah, he's like, "It's 4 hours from now." I said,
Yeah.
"Nope, we're not leaving. You can go for a walk. I gotta stay home
Yeah.
and get my mind set. That way, I'm not stressed out."
So do you script it, or are you just off the cuff?
It's both.
It's both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
90% of it is scripted.
So
and
you-
it's funny because Jerome will say, "Okay, I'm coming at 1:30," and then he won't come till like 1:49 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerome never comes on time. It's like she turns into this big diva. And it's so funny.
Mariah Carey needs to start on time, Jerome. Come on, man.
Well, no, it's because I have a kid, right? So I'm trying
Yeah.
to time
Oh, yeah,
Kai's nap
naps.
time with
Right.
Jerome, right?
Yeah. No, that's actually interesting because I know when I'm doing the podcast now, so I ask for your question. So that's how I do it. Whenever I do an intro, I ask the guest the night before to send me a little bit of information, then I'll put the intro together. And yes, I do it in the morning, right?
Right.
I guess maybe to do it fresh, I'm not really sure, but I'm always curious to know because I've never done this before. I've never been in any kind of consistent videos.
Yeah.
How do we progress and how do we get better to make sure that our videos are killer? So I guess moving forward, it's always having engaging questions, kind of knowing your, this is good because I've known you quite a bit for a long time, but a brand new guest when they come on, if I don't know them or I have history, I've never even seen them before, I'm like, I don't know what to ask you. Can we talk about farts or are you going to be offended by
Yeah.
that, right? I don't know. So anyways, any other questions there?
Nope, no questions. So they posted their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to check it out.
What is your most embarrassing moment in front of them?
In front of RJ?
Yes.
I don't know. Oh, I do remember.
Oh.
I think I went to his house.
Yeah.
This was his first house.
So this is
and
how long ago? This is before you're married?
This was the year of 2013,
Okay.
probably in February. And I was looking for my socks, and I couldn't find my socks because we were about to go out. And then I fell down. There's this
Oh,
little
yeah.
step, and it's not even a step. There's like you have like a couple of inches to go down,
Yeah.
and I slipped. And I was like, oh shit. And I looked up, and then I was so embarrassed because I just fell in front of this guy, right? And
it was fresh. It was fresh in the relationship.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm not an
Where
ugly
everything
fall.
matters,
I'm
right?
not an ugly fall person.
Yeah.
Like I judge you right away based around your athleticism, right? It's like,
Ah.
and she fell and slid, and she was looking up at me like, and I'm like,
I can't see that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I can.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, get over it, quick. I still remember it.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I follow this guy on Instagram, and he put out there said, "What is one of the reasons why you broke up with your man?" That was his question, and one of them was he fell,
Yeah.
and the way he fell was so awful
so
that
ugly.
she broke. So whatever that means, I don't know. But
Oh yeah. You've seen some ugly falls.
yeah, you bet. Here's a question for you. I want you to try and tell the future.
Okay.
Jet. Okay, knowing his personality, I'm not gonna ask Kai because he's just too young. I don't know if he has any skills yet. But Jet's 3. We see him the way he is. What is he gonna do as a career? What do you foresee Jet doing for a living when he gets older?
I think he will be very intelligent. I think he will be a business owner as well.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's a gym or anything else, I don't know, but I think he will be the CEO because Jet is very particular. He knows what he wants. He knows how he wants it, and it has to be done his way. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that he knows it, he doesn't want it this way or that way, or he doesn't want it half-assed. He has a specific way of how he wants things done.
Cool.
So I think he will be a boss.
But your boss, nice. And Kai is going to be what, like a surfer maybe? Chilling like a villain?
I don't know. He's just so nice. He's such a good baby. Like, I was really blessed to have such a calm baby, right? And they're not that far apart. They're only 2 years apart. So it's still too early to say.
It'd be like this. Jet has his business, or he's running a business, and it's like, give your brother a job, pay him well, and if he doesn't want to do anything, too bad.
That's just how it is, right? And then what are you going to be doing? How long do you think you're going to have this for ever, or what? What are you going to do when you're...
I'll have something going, you know what I mean? Like, I would love to have this forever, right? Like that. I really like the mom and pop stuff, right? Like that corner store that who's working that front desk, and you know what I mean? You have that, but also with the growth mentality, right? Like, I don't want to be a corner store that, you walk in there and they got holes in the walls, right? Like or old ass paint, and there's just no sign of them keeping up with the times. Like, I want to have that same Cheers feeling, but with upgraded bar stools and upgraded beer mugs, and you know what I mean. That's basically how I see it. That we're gonna stay with the times, and then we're just gonna continue to grow, and it's just always gonna have that family feel environment forever.
How are you feeling at this point with what we're dealing with? With the whole, now that we're shut down. Give everybody an update on where we're at with stuff.
I think that this is going to help us grow in our business. I mean, just today I had a business boner, I told them, because we
nice.
For me, it's all about growth.
Zinger.
Right? So one of the big
we have a zing. I'm trying to come up with a zinger reel, like all the stuff that he says that makes me laugh like crazy. He's got a few good ones.
So today, big growth came out of these two, so Jan and Michelle, is that we created a process from start to finish, which looped back to the start, and has all to do with our accountability, right? Like, we always say that you can go get a work, and I've learned this from the past. We used to have the best workouts, and then other people started copying the model.
Everybody did.
So it was really hard to compete with saying, hey, we're the best workout, because we brought machines, they brought machines. Do you know what I mean? Like, we got bikes, soon somebody else is going to get and it's just, okay, like, I don't want to compete with working out. I don't want to, next thing having acrobatic things hanging from the
ceiling. When does it end, right?
It doesn't end.
I know.
Right? So I was like, well, what is the thing that we can provide above everybody else? And it's like community with real people, right? And a lot of people can't replicate that because they're not comfortable with getting in front of a screen. They're not comfortable with standing up and giving a speech in front of people. They're not comfortable with going to community events, right? And so I'll find the people and make them uncomfortable with getting comfortable with doing things like that. That's just how I am. If I got to go and do it, the other day we sent Michelle to a cross-dressing event.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, why not? Let's get into that community. I have no problem. I don't discriminate against anybody.
Everybody's got to get fit. Everybody has to exercise.
We're sending you there, and if you need me there, let me know. If it gets out of control, I can send Rick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll definitely make it happen. And so for the business, this is a great time because we're going to come out of this stronger. Like, the amount of accountability that we're providing to our clients right now with with two staff really that are doing it, it's amazing. And so if we can do this much with these few people, when we open the doors, we're going to be able to do that much more. And here's the key thing, is that it's not just bottled up in two people.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Like, now we brought Hugo on. We realized that Hugo's a guy that could easily step in and be one of us. So if one day I want to stay at home, or you get sick, or something happens, then Hugo, we need a second dude. And I love that. I love having a repeatable process with somebody that's authentic and somebody that's willing to grow in the process and not afraid to take on challenges.
Have you found that you've changed in the last month just because of what we're going through? I know your routine changed. You're telling me there. Like, for example, I feel like I've been getting up at 4:35 in the morning. That's a big change for me. That's a huge change for me. That's 44 years of never doing that, and now I'm doing it solid. Is there anything that you feel? And I also feel like I've developed into a different human being. The podcast has turned me into a different person as well. Do you feel like this is this big epidemic, or have you found a new Nary, a different quality about yourself?
You know what? I guess so. I mean, not much has changed for me. I think I do appreciate the time that I have with Jet more. At first, he was driving me nuts, like he was, but then I had to change my attitude, and I kept on saying, you know what, he's so small, and this is temporary, and I need to spend more time with him, and it's so easy for me to send him off to daycare, but I do really enjoy my time with him, and I appreciate it more.
Daycares are closed, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's key to anybody out there. It's like, if you're waiting, so we know that marriages are going to start crumbling, right? And they're waiting for you to change. You know, you either need to, and the way that Nary positions, like, she can't make Jet change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Lock him in a room and whatever, right? It's not going to happen. So it's like, okay, what can I do differently to make the best of this situation? And I think that's how a lot of people need to look at it and evolve. And if it gets to the point where you're so evolved and the person is so down here and you can't bridge that gap anymore, then then you call it quits and whatever, you move on. But when you're in a relationship with your son who's 3, you can't just kick him out of the house.
You have to be the bigger person.
You have to make an
Yes.
adjustment.
Right?
And so I think that can translate to a lot of people's lives. It's like, instead of looking at it as the government, like I'm in this group email with 80 different businesses, and they're all like, what is the government going to do for me when my rent is due? And it's like, well, where were your cash reserves?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you not have cash reserves?
Yeah.
Right. And so a lot of businesses don't. They just pay themselves out. Right. Like, I know people making less money than me in this industry. I got a buddy, and we talk about revenue, and I'm like, why did you just buy this $110,000 BMW?
There it is.
Exactly.
Why
There
do
it
you
is.
live in this mansion?
Yeah.
Why do you have to travel with an assistant? Bro, you don't even make anything near what would that's $1 million lifestyle, meaning that you're pulling in $1 million.
Yeah.
You're making $1 million, but you're only pulling in whatever, like, and you have no cash reserves. And so he sucks his business dry.
Yeah.
And just to live that lifestyle. Right?
I think that's going to be a tough lesson learned by many, many people
right now.
For sure,
Yeah,
yes.
businesses.
you bet.
Yeah.
You're not having the cash reserves, and I don't even necessarily, like, I would agree with that 99% of the time, but this came at us out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Out of nowhere, no preparation whatsoever.
Yes, we should be prepared. We should have a little bit, but this was a tough one, right?
Yeah.
So I agree with you, but I'll give a pass to everybody for this and this only. Otherwise, yes, you're right. We should all, as humans, as business owners, have a cash reserve and be prepared for for everything. But I do feel that people are going to be, now that they have a car payment, a house payment, another car payment, a credit card payment, and they have to live, and you only have, maybe you have $2,000 a month coming in from the government, hopefully, or if you're unemployed. I think it's going to be a real reality check. I feel like if you have cash, you're going to be able to buy stuff for pennies on the dollar. People are like, I just need out of this thing.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
should check the Gigi.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I know you can't buy weights on there anymore.
Oh, no.
That's getting sold out.
Yeah.
So you've done a really good job. Let's go back. You've done a really good job in going from being pregnant back to fit, pregnant back to fit. And that's one of the things that's always impressed me about you is the first time you were with Jet, you worked out right to the end.
Right till
almost.
the very end.
Yeah.
The very end, like hours before.
Yeah. So a lot of the pregnant ladies, they stop working out in fear.
Yeah.
Right. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to hurt themselves, which is understandable. What advice would you give to a woman who's pregnant about working out?
Well, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't afraid. I guess that was one thing. I wasn't afraid.
Why weren't you afraid?
Because I knew my body. I knew my body, and I knew what felt right and what didn't feel right. And I wasn't in a lot of discomfort. And I was always active from day one. So I would not stop being active just because I'm pregnant. And being pregnant is not a disability. You're still able to do things, right?
Yep.
I mean, if you need to take it down a notch, then do so. But you don't have to stop completely. So I would say you have to keep moving. You have to work your heart for sure. Because, I mean, being pregnant is very taxing on your body, but you still have to work your body somehow, and it'll just help you so much in the end after.
Yeah, the
recovery time.
recovery,
yes.
And body bounce back, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
You're talking about, I'm still trying to lose my baby weight from 30 years ago.
Yes, I know that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And then you have, and I feel like some women will say, "Well, I can't work out, and I crave ice cream and pickles and French fries."
Is that a thing?
Does that happen? Did you have a weird cravings?
No,
like
not pickles, not like that.
that? Yeah, or whatever.
I didn't eat weird things like fish and olives together. No.
Yeah.
With Jet, I did eat a lot of fruit, but it was summertime, right?
Yeah.
So I would go to the store, and there was all this fresh fruit and
That's why you
watermelons.
like sweets.
So I ate a lot of fruit. I would come home with, a big watermelon, pineapple, strawberries, and I don't eat a lot of fruit. And that's what I craved was sweets.
Oh yeah, bad sweets or fruit sweets?
Fruit sweets.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad.
That's why he eats a whole thing of strawberries. That makes he'll eat a whole thing of strawberries, and he ate
pound.
a whole watermelon.
Yes.
Did he?
We were in
Face
Hawaii.
first?
We were in Hawaii, and Nary cut a watermelon in like fours, right? And so I just gave him a fourth, right? Because Nary was still sleeping or whatever. So I just gave him a fourth.
Yeah.
And he sat there and he ate this. And I did my morning routine because he was around me or whatever. I did my morning routine, and I didn't even. And then when I looked back, the watermelon was gone. And I'm like, what the, like, that kid ate the whole entire watermelon. So we go to the beach, and we go to the beach, and he was still wearing swim diapers at the time. He wasn't potty trained. This is recently. Yeah. And I look in his diaper, and it's filled with, like, this red stuff. And so what do? I put the hose in his diaper, and the whole thing just comes out, and it was exploded all over the sidewalk.
So you did that just for the fun of it,
well, they had a
obviously.
rinse station, and I'm like, well, I don't want to go and rinse him upstairs. Like,
I see.
I'm a dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I don't want to change a diaper.
He did it at the rinse station.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. And other people
So like
need
people
to
were
go
wanting
there.
to come in there and walk, and there's just watermelon poo.
But it wasn't poop. It was just watermelon. Right?
Yeah,
just
it was
liquid.
just watermelon.
So it, wasn't
It
that
just went right
gross.
through him, eh?
Oh, yeah.
And it was disgusting. It was just like everywhere.
We watched it go away.
And
Like we
Mary's
didn't
laughing
leave.
at
I'm
me.
laughing
Yeah.
so hard,
She's
but
just like this.
You thought it was funny?
it was so
she
funny.
was
I was
crying,
in
laughing.
tears.
Yeah.
I didn't help him at all. I watched RJ from like a few feet over trying to rinse this watermelon poop, and I'm just laughing, and I'm like,
in the diaper though.
In the
That's the
diaper.
thing. I just put it. I opened up the diaper and I went like this, and it just came pouring out like lava.
Yeah.
Gross.
I know the
Gross.
things that he does.
So I remember. So we've traveled together.
Yes.
Were you pregnant 2 times? Last
was-
time we were in Hawaii.
Yes.
You were super pregnant.
I was 34 weeks pregnant.
And we were climbing vertical mountains. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, I'll give her credit. Like, I don't get scared for much or fear for anybody else, but I was like, if she falls down these mountains, like it's still a 2-hour
Yes,
trek. And
I know.
And I'm not exaggerating. We were literally like
Yeah.
hands and legs crawling up there, and then even coming down. So how do you get over the fear? How do you do that, especially when you're carrying a child in your belly? You know.
I just can't be afraid. If I stop, then I will be so afraid. I just have to keep going. Don't stop that momentum. Just keep going. Finish your hike, and then you'll feel so much better after.
Yeah.
I know that when we were doing that one hike where it was like
The road?
the road one, yes, the road where it's 45 degrees up and down.
Yeah.
That was really scary, and I had all of these people asking me, "Do I want to ride up?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Just because I'm pregnant, I don't need a ride up.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, okay, I'm going to finish this hike. I want to be with my friends. I'm perfectly able to finish this hike. And so I will do it.
Yeah.
And
I remember
did.
there was a
I remember that too.
satisfying moment for Nary. So we were doing the hike, and you guys went ahead, and you guys were like well ahead of us, right? And Nary's like, these guys, and she was like kind of moaning and groaning a little bit about it, like they're probably having fun, and this is so easy for them, right, or whatever. And then we get
It wasn't.
Yeah,
Just so you know, I was dying.
We get to the top, and you guys were all furious with each other, and you guys were all beat. You're laying on the side of the road, eyes closed. Like Nary's like, yes,
Yeah. Perfect. As long as they
It was
suffered a little
really
too.
hard.
Yeah.
Was it the Captain Cook hike?
No. It was the road hike, and they were
that
toast,
one.
and they
Yes.
were
That's where
complaining.
there was still cars going up
Yes.
and down, and now we're
Yes.
trying to give you a ride. They were giving
Yes.
some
or that
ride.
beach, that wicked black sand beach.
Yeah. I remember that because a video just came up in my memories not too long ago, whenever it was, and it was me going, I'm supposed to be on vacation, and I'm just running up this stupid mountain, and my
they were
lungs are on
complaining the entire
fire. And so I was pissing and moaning the whole time, too. Yeah, so
But
no.
I was behind you guys, so I didn't see it, right? And I'm thinking they're having fun, and I'm really struggling.
Having fun. God, that was the worst.
That was
man.
one of the hardest hikes ever.
But it was super challenging, and it was awesome. So kudos. I'll give you a lot of credit. What I'm getting at is the fact that you never take yourself out of the game, no matter what we were doing.
No.
You're hustling. You're part of everything, even when you're carrying the baby. So
Yes.
I do respect you quite a bit.
Thank
I feel
you.
like you're an exceptional woman, considering that I've seen you do the things you do. So. Anyway, so this Sunday, we'll wrap it up here.
Okay.
This Sunday, you got a cooking Nary's Kitchen with Coach Hugo?
Yes.
Yeah? That should be exciting.
I'm very excited. I have no idea what we're doing.
I'm excited to eat. I'm hungry right now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah, when do you serve this food? Like, when should I show up?
Yeah, right
Come-
after.
Yeah, right after when it's fresh. So 3:00, come over.
Okay,
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
But you got to beat Jerome to it.
Yes.
Well, Jerome's always late, so that's okay. I'll be there. All right, Nary, I want to thank you for coming on to our 18th podcast.
Thanks
You
for
guys-
having me.
If you guys have any more questions, you can put it in there, and we'll get her to answer. Watch Nary's Kitchen, everybody. Appreciate it. Let's dance it out.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.